Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. Welcome to Summit Area YMCA. Kind of the calm before the storm. Not in the storm in the sense of snow. I think that's all missing us. Lucky folks down in North Carolina, my mom included, getting 8 inches of snow, which they're not well equipped for, but keep our fingers crossed down there. But here we are with the Deep Freeze 2026 session number 4. Starting with event 15, girls freestyle relay, and going through to event number 26. So this is our 4th session for this meet. We had Friday night distance last night, 1650 the miles. We were back this morning with 500s, and then we had the younger age group earlier, and here we are with the older age group. So the 14 to 18-year-olds. Kind of a little different mix, you know. Sometimes you do 15 and overs, 10 and 11s, 11 and 12s, and so on. So just kind of different way of segmenting to get even number of swimmers in the different groups. Hopefully everything looks and sounds okay to you. Things look and sound okay on our side. So we're going to be getting started about 4:20. This session was slated for 4:10. We're running a little bit delayed. I think with the few extra scratches and so on, they saw the liberty to start the session a little bit later. All right, bottom right of your screen, that white text, that is the menu of events that we'll have. Earlier, I was putting up state times in there. Unfortunately, it's very hard and time-consuming to do that and do it accurately, so I decided not to put it up here. All right, run through real quick. If you haven't been with me before running a meet, have one camera at the start, left-hand side, 25-yard pool. All starts will start at the left-hand side. There's only timing pads at the left-hand side. At the start, I will pop up names and logos. So these are relays, so you're seeing team names there with the letter designation B's and C's. At the start, I'll shut that off. I have one camera mid-pool. I'll transition here. That black line, it's not really halfway pool. It's more for the deep end, but it gives you a good point of reference visually to see what swimmer is leading or kind of the pace between the swimmers. And then I have another camera down the right-hand side. Again, there's no touch pads at that side. Hi, Coach Meg. There's no touch pads down that side, but so we won't get splits at the 25. We'll just get 50s. And then I'll transition back, work your way back, middle of the pool, start end. A couple other things. I do have a moving camera, so depending on the race, I will go to this camera to track it. Butterflies and breaststroke. If we get swimmers out of the pool, we might do this visually. Another thing I have is a different camera, more pool level, so depending on who's in the view, blocking my view, but this gives me the capability of moving around and seeing swimmers in the pool. All right. And then lastly, we have what's known as the moon cam. So one view, whole pool. Should everything else fail, I can come here and give you a view of the whole pool. All right. Top right in that orange text, that is my on-deck hitters, if you would. So that would be updated to be the swimmers in the next race. So that could be, in this case, heat 2 of this relay. Or if it's the last heat of a given event, then it becomes the first heat of the next. Gives you a way of looking forward, seeing what swimmers are upcoming. All this information is in Meet Mobile, so that's an app you can download, phone or tablet, and you can see all the information. You can search for swimmers. I believe everything is seated in there now. Yep. All right. So what else? I guess a couple things. Congrats to all the swimmers yesterday at the Union County Championships, Westfield High School Championships, I should clarify. Westfield High School took boys and girls very close across the board. Summit, Kent Place on the girls' side, and Scotch Plains Fanwood also had great meet on the boys' side. Summit boys, Scotch Plains Fanwood. I don't know who was the third place there. I think that was the top 3. But a lot of swimmers, you might see common names because of basically the placement of these Y teams. All right, actually, so real quick, on the men's side, Westfield, Scotch Plains Summit was 1, 2, 3, New Providence 4, Oratory 5. On the women's side, Westfield, Summit, Kent Place, Scotch Plains, New Providence. And Summit narrowly outpaced Kent Place there, 323 points to 322 to take second place. A lot of those came down to that 400 free relay at the end. Previous weekend, Morris County had their championships. Chatham girls continued their dominance there, 17 years running. Del Barton came back and won the boys' side, first time in 4 years that Chatham boys have not won that. Some outstanding swimmers on that Del Barton team. CJ Friends is probably a common name you might have heard. And what else? Oh, all the Westfield folks. Shout out. Owen Weibel went sub 20 and 50 free down at Duke. It's a pretty big accomplishment. He's swimming down there with Chatham swimmer Culp, and then Sydney Arcella from Summit, names you should know. What else going on? Paige Pazzarozzi broke team record in 1650 last night. And a few others, I think, why am I drawing a blank? And Allison from WMY, I thought I saw that on Instagram, setting records. So across the board, a lot of fast swims. Again, we're getting to that point, season, kids are kind of building up times, trying to qualify ultimately for additional meets. So especially in this sense, looking at silvers and states. The chat is open if anybody wants to help me out with other information, do a little crowdsourcing, help me out, put a comment, or you could put a complaint in there. I take criticism well, that's how we get better. But also, any shout outs to other swimmers, want to recognize them. Real quick, sad note, got to change gears real quick. Sussex County YMCA, back on the 22nd, one of their swimmers on their team passed away, 14-year-old girl. Adrian had a 9-month battle with brain cancer. So if you have not seen or heard that story, please take a look. I'll put a link to it. Swim Swam is a publication, and they did a story on it. I should have put it in the, I did not put it in the description. No, I'm not going to find it. All right, here it is. All right, Adrian Kovacs. So I just put a link to the story in the description, and there is a GoFundMe to support the family. She does have siblings that are also on the team. I was told they're not attending the meet this weekend, but I want to send my condolences to the family and all the thoughts with them and the teammates from Sussex County YMCA. All right, as you can see behind the blocks, we have our timing volunteers in place. Swimmers for the relays are getting ready. This is the alignment for the relays. In this first heat of event 15, we have 3 teams. So that you see the letter designation there. So SAY, SAY-NJ, there in lane 2. SAY B in lane 3, and then WY, which is Westfield YMCA. All right, this is a 400-yard freestyle relay, each swimmer swimming 100, which is 4 lengths of the pool. All right, while we have a second, so we don't get the ability to do this all the time because we're doing flyover starts. So this is our lane 2 team. This is our summit. We should have Annie, Cami, Selena, and Anissa. This is Summit B, Sophie, Audrey, Kara, and Charlotte. And then Westfield in here, blue caps. Gemma, Carrie, Jane, and Victoria. Checking out some of the pre-race rituals. All right. It is 4:21 now here. Officials look like they're in place below us. You can see the starting block, or the starting box, I should say. So that black box with the white strobe. I try and get that in place. Again, some of the swimmers, I don't know how much they use it, but it's a good way to judge reaction time as you're rewatching this. All right, should be stepping up in lane 2, Annie, lane 3, Sophie, lane 4, Gemma. Here we go, 400 freestyle relay. Each swimmer swimming 4 lengths, basically swimming 100, and then we'll have relay starts. All right, the scoreboard is not displaying the actual team names. I think they're just moving data in there right now. All right, all swimmers coming back. This is just going to be a 50 turn here. All right, now that this race is underway, the top right, that orange text, as I said, that's your on-deck hitters. In this case, those are your on-deck relay teams. When we get into individual races, they will be individual names. All right, second swimmers entering the pool. This should be Cammie, Audrey, and Carrie, 2, 3, and 4. Pretty even, 101.82 up to a 102.53. I'm saying should be, again, only because the relays do have the chance of changing, so I can't guarantee that that is definitely each swimmer, but all right, halfway through our second leg here. That is lane 4. That is your Westfield C team leading out, followed by Summit B, and then Summit C. All right, third swimmers entering here. (31.2) coming home on that. I believe that's Carrie. In the pool, lane 2, Selena, lane 3, Cara, lane 4, Jane. And this is our lane 2. This should be Selena. Fourth swimmer, anchor legs, entering as we return. I'll do it in orders. Victoria entering first for Westfield, followed by Charlotte entering in 3, and then Anissa entering in 2. And we'll take you down to the far end. That's your lead group there, Westfield, C team. Middle of the pool, Charlotte making up room there. Halfway through, this is a turn. We got 50 to go for the ladies. Looks like Charlotte's gonna draw even at the far end with 25 to go. We'll take you to the wall. Maybe slight edge for Charlotte. All right, Summit came in 359. They're just off that. Westfield came in 406. They're dropping 2.8 seconds off that. Nice job. As we look behind, you see our teams getting ready. We'll do a quick pan. Westfield B, West Morris B, West Morris A, Summit A, Westfield A, and then West Morris C. Okay, this is our final heat here. In the pool, I'll read it off 1 through 6. Peyton, Juliana, Elisa, Sam, Charlotte, and Liv. Halfway through this first leg, first to turn, lane 2, Juliana Young. All right, entering the pool, we're gonna go 1 through 6. Sarasha, Madden, Victoria, Sarah, Daniela, and Katie up top in 6. We'll swing all the way down to the far end. We'll check the lead group. Lane 2, that is Madden Chamau. Halfway through the second leg, looks like lane 4 making up a little space. Sarah Thomas there from the Summit area YMCA A team. All right, we'll swing all the way back. Third swimmers entering. Lane 1, Kennedy, 2, Liv, 3, Morgan, 4, Ava, 5, Allie, and 6, Samantha. All right, lane 2 continues to lead. That is your WMY West Morris YMCA B team. We'll catch them coming under the flags. Halfway through this leg. All right, 2, 3, and 4. West Morris B, West Morris A, and Summit A. Looks like they've drawn even. Morgan Minerob in lane 3. Ava Manning in 4. Catch them under the flags. Fourth swimmer, final swimmer entering. Lane 2, Maya Ankil. Lane 3, Sid Wright. Lane 4, Jules McGrath. You see where we are at the first 25. Looks like lane 3. I'm going to take a wider view. This will be halfway. They'll be turning final 50. So that is lane 3, Sid Wright. Flanked to her left now. Jules McGrath will be her right now. And then now to her left will be Maya Ankiv. Very close race. We'll follow them under the flags and home. Lane 3 goes low, 341, just off their seed, 339. 28.64 coming home. Was that a 27 split there? Lane 1 just flashed off the board. I didn't even update the names. So let's get the boys' names going on the top right for you. All right. 31. I thought I saw 27 up on the board. All right, here we go. First heat of the boys. 400 number heat, event 16, heat 1 of 2. Lane 2, that is your Sussex area Y A team. That's Landon. Lane 3, Aiden. Lane 4, Noah. Top right are the entries for the Heat 2 of this event, the boys 400 freestyle relay. Noah Soto up there in 4, pacing out the field there. We're gonna come back, here we go. Second swimmers entering. Lane 4, that's gonna be Lucas. Lane 3, middle of the pool, TJ, and lane 2, closest to us, Thomas. All right, lead group up here, lane 4, ready turning, Lucas. This is a turn, 50 down, 50 to go. Love the sportsmanship. I don't know if you caught it behind the blocks. Couple swimmers shaking hands. All right, we'll have transition. Third swimmers entering. This is lane 4, Westfield C, Lucas Spring. Middle lane entering the pool, Rahinish Roy, and then lane 2, Vincent Fisher. Lucas turning there. That's Rahinish turning, and then Lucas, I'm sorry, and then Vincent, sorry. So the Westfield C team put in space. Entering the pool should be Luca Giacobbe. Next entering the pool, TJ White. And then Jake Watkins in 2. I'm going to take you a wide view. Lead group going right to left here. Halfway through his swim here. That is Luca, 50 down, 50 to go. There's a 27 on the board. All right, lead group turning, 25 to go. And this is our second and third place running order. All right, 337.90 there for lane 4, just off their seed. All right, real quick, let's give you a quick pan down. Here's our swimmers getting ready. And here's their lane assignments. All right, final relay. We'll get some individual names on the top right for the 200 IM up next. All right, in the pool, just got to read through these real quick. These guys are flying. Lane 1, Henry. Lane 2, Dima. Lane 3, Douglas. Lane 4, Spencer. Lane 5, Jacob. Lane 6, William. They went in pretty even. Lane 2 had a great turn there. Can he hold it into the wall? Entering the pool, lane 1 will be Jack. 2, Ian. 3, Michael. 4, James Settler. That name you swimming a lot lately. 5, Dima. And 6, Joshua. James, tons of press, if you would, based on his recent swims. He's in lane 4 for the Westfield team. He just went 22.99. All right, we're gonna swing all the way to the far end. These are our second swimmers in, and just keep you wide. Entering the pool, lane 1, Albert. 2, Gavin. 3, Declan. 4, Liam. 5, Alex. 6, Marco. Third swimmers in. 25:45 coming home there. So you can see the difference on the splits there on the field. All right, this is halfway through their leg. All right, lead groups are ready. Turn. Lane 3, catching up here. That Declan Vargas. Did I? Oh. Yeah, I missed names there. So Conlon is in the pool there. LJ Conlon. Fourth swimmer's in. Lane 1 will be Vlad Saranenko. 2, Luke. 3, LJ. 4, Jonathan. 5, Andrew. And then 6 is Samuel. We've got a race middle of the pool. This is LJ and Jonathan Peterson. Couple 22s for the big guys. And they're even. We're final 25. $24.88. Summit wins it 3:17.24 to a 3:17.45. LJ brings it home. All right, they're off their seed, but again, kid's been busy. Between high school meets, some significant meets recently for high school, and then the Union County Championship lately. So, nice effort, guys. Here we go. Girls, 200-yard IM, heat 1 of 8. All right, 200 IM, 4 lengths of the pool, 4 strokes. Butterfly back, breast free will be the order. I'm sorry, 8 lengths of the pool, 200. My mind was on earlier. We had the 100 IM, and sorry. All right, here we are onto backstroke. In the pool, Yana, Faith, and Stella, 2, 3, and 4. Again, this is heat 1 of 8. Names for the next heat, top right of your screen. Breaststroke transition now. All right, make you feel like you're on deck with the coaches. Putting you in the action here. All right, we'll transition to freestyle at this wall. 50 yards to go. Final 25. Low times, then a go to Stella in 4. She came in 2:56.21, goes 2:47.6. It's almost 9-second drop. This is heat 2 of 8. So the couple empty lanes here result purely of math. So 6-lane pool, depending on number of entries. You're going to have leftovers, and the first one had 3 swimmers. So obviously, if we move 2 of those swimmers to this heat, we would have a single swimmer, and that's not considered fair. So that's why the segmentation. Just purely a math exercise. In the pool, lane 2, Emma, 3, Audrey, 4, Kirsten, and 5, Vanessa. All right, breaststroke upcoming. All right, final transition here. Rest to free, final 50 yards. Swing you down to the far end, final 25 after this turn. And we're into the finish. Low time, lane 3, that's Audrey. She goes 2:36.39. That's 3 seconds plus drop off, a 2:39.44. Nice job. And a 2:37 there for Kirsten. That's about a 4 and change, 4.3 drop for Kirsten. Nice job. That was heat 2. Here we go with heat 3. In the pool for heat 3, Cami, Carly, Annie, and Angelique, Gemma, and Annabelle. First to turn at that far end, Angelique Sandoval there in lane 4. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Is it Angelica? Continues to lead in 4 halfway through this breaststroke. We have 75 yards of swimming to go. All right, freestyle to go. She's already turned their lead swimmer there in 4, followed by lane 5, running order there. That's Gemma and Annie in 3. Final 25 off that far wall. And we're into the finish. 2:31.21, dropping 3.7. Nice improvement there. Came in 2:34.98. That was heat 3. Here's heat 4. All right, 4 in the pool, names for 5, top right of your screen. In the pool, Peyton, Annie, Amani, Kara, Amelia, and Reese. Up in lane 6, first to turn, Reese Davies. All right, on to breaststroke here. Lane 4 having a strong breaststroke. That's Kara Slawinski. All right, we have freestyle to go on the turn here, 50 yards to go. Let's check out Kara's split there. She split 43.06. Lane 5, 43.23, and then you see 46, 48, 47 other splits on the field there. Amelia also having strong breaststroke. 25 to go on that far wall. Looks like Kara goes low in 4, 227. Annie Lynch, big push on the end, 33.12 coming home. Low time, 227.81. That's 2 plus, 2.1 for Kara on the improvement there. Nice swim. This is heat 5 of 8. In the pool, Charlotte, Sophia Pita in 2, Sophia Kane in 3, Lily Resigliano in 4, Kennedy in 5, Reese Nelson in 6. Pretty even after the butterfly for 4 of the swimmers there. All right, names for 6 are updated top right. 6 of 8 is next. All right, first to turn at the 100-yard complete, Lily Resigliano. We have breast end free to go. Big underwater there at lane 2. Sophia Pita. All right, we'll transition here. Freestyle to go. Lily and Sophia pretty even there. Lanes 2, lane 4. You see slight lead there, Lily in 4. Lily came in 2:24.59. We're dropping 2 and change. She went basically 2:22, so more than 2 second improvement. Sophia in 2 goes 2:22.69. She came in 2:25.73. That's 3 plus. Nice job. This is heat 6. Names for 7, top right. Ladies are turning already at the far end. Megan, Paige, Liv, 1, 2, 3. Zadie, Ashley, and Alba. That's it. Ashley McDonald last night. State time? I'm trying to remember. Saw the Instagram post. I believe so. All right, halfway through the backstroke here. All right, into breaststroke here. 14. Oh, shout out Paige in lane 2 last night. Set, wrong way, folks. Set the team record, I believe, in the 1650. Need to confirm that. I did see her and coach kind of pointing at the board with that kind of reaction of, you just bested that. Paige already has her name quite heavily on that record board. All right, freestyle to go. Lane 3, Liv Campbell leading him out down there. 14, 209. Big push by Paige at the end. I think that's a state time. I hate going out on the limb, but I think state for 13-14, 200 IM is 223.59. So, nice. So, Paige 14, Liv Campbell, a 14-year-old in that previous race. All right, here we go. Heat 7. Again, takes a little bit because we're swimming 14 to 18, but the state times are broken up 13, 14, and then 15 and over, so. Soon enough, folks, this will all be AI. I won't even need to come. We'll just turn it on and some computer's gonna tell you what's going on here. All right, in the pool, Heat 7, Elisa, Charlotte, Sam, Bryn Patrozzi, Elisa, and Lee. There is a kind of cool thing. If you rewatch things on YouTube, I don't know if everybody's aware, but there's basically an integration with the Google Gemini where you can search and say, was this name mentioned? And if I say the name, pretty much it'll tag it, and you can then go find that. Lane 5, first to turn up there. That is Elisa. All right, lane 1, lane 5, halfway through this breaststroke.
You got to close it, though. You got.
All right, sorry for yelling in your ear. We're sitting right by the door and can't keep it open because then it just floods the pool area with cold air. All right, lane 1, lane 5, turning there. So 15, 18-year-olds, 200 IM, 214 is state cut, 223 is silver. Lane 5 goes low, 217.61 for Elisa, dropping almost 2 full seconds off a 219.55 seed. Nice improvement there. Final heat. Official said stand. Top right of your screen are the boys' first heat, heat 1 of 8 up next. In the pool, Emily, Riley, Jessica, 1, 2, 3. Sid, Sarah, Daniela, 4, 5, 6. Lane 3, slight lead. That's Jessica Sang, Lakeland Hills YMCA. And Riley Horgan in 2, Wyckoff Family Y. That's our lead 3 swimmers. Here's the 3 other swimmers onto the freestyle. We'll take you down to the lead group. 25 to go on this wall. Leading is Jessica. Off to her right is Sid Wright. All right, Jessica goes low, 2:13.02. Sid Wright, 2:13.33. Everybody kind of right on their seats. 2:15. All right, first heat for the boys. Heat 1 of 8. All right, top right are the entries for Heat 2. In the pool, James, Sawyer, and Neal. Sorry, James, cut you off there. All right, everybody's in a transition here. We'll be on breaststroke. 100 yards down, 100 to go. This is lane 3, Sawyer leading at the transition of freestyle, followed by Neal and James coming into your picture. All right, we'll take this wide. We have a finish here. Sawyer in 3, dropping time, came in 2:47. He goes 2:38. Nice improvement. 2:44 there for Neal. Big drops off a 2:57 seed. Looks like James dropping a few seconds here and big push at the end. Nice job, James. 2:56.02, dropping 2+ off a 2:58.07. Awesome stuff. This is Heat 2. In the pool, heat 2, lane 2, Durin, 3, Vincent, 4, Thomas, 5, Noah. We're going to swing all the way to the start end. We'll be transitioning here to the breaststroke. Take you down halfway through the breaststroke on the right-hand wall. All right, we're into freestyle. We'll just stay here for a second. It's our lane 5 swimmer, Noah. All right, he's on to freestyle. We'll see the lead group has turned at the right-hand side. They're coming home under the flags already. That is lane 3 going low. Vincent, 2:29.32. That's 3 plus. More than that. Call it 4. It came in 2:33.69. It's 4.5. Nice job going. Big drops there. 2:30. Oh, Durin dropping almost or more than 8. Came in 2:44.67. Goes 2:36.14. 2:38. And Thomas, big drop there too. Goes 2:38.6. Came in on a 2:43. That's 5 plus. Sorry, 4 plus. This is heat 3 in the pool. Hutton, Chauvin, Robert, Parab, Thomas, and Colin make up your swimmers in the pool. Next 6 swimmers, top right, will be your heat 4 swimmers. All right, so real quick, 13-14 boys, 200 IM state time 2:14, 15 to 18, 200 IM state time 2:02. All right, freestyle transition coming up. Robert Weiss in 3 goes low. He goes 2:20.02, dropping off a 2:26.52. That's 6.5. It's an awesome swim, Robert. I think we had other drops there too. This is heat 4. Grayson, Adams, Stanley, Kian, Ronish, and Luca. All right, freestyle to go here. Lane 3, lead swimmer there, Stanley. Be 25 to go at the wall. On Stanley's left hip is Kian. Both came in 2:18 seed times. Grayson in 1 came in on a 2:23. Nice job, guys. 2:17s. Grayson in 1, 2:19. Again, dropping off a 2:23.7. Nice drops, guys. Lane 2, Adam dropping time. That was heat 4. Here we go, 5. Oh, shucks. I'm sorry. I'm going to be a little slow with the names here. I'm going to put them up. Again, somebody's cap. And lane 3, cap. There, he's got it. All right. Those are the names in the pool. I was slow to update, sorry. In the pool, Matt, TJ, Luke, Ben, Lucas, and Chris. Lane 3, Luke Farkas first to turn, followed by TJ Wangchuk in 2. Here they are halfway through the back. .30.06 on that back split for Luke. Lead swimmer in 3, Luke Farkas, followed by TJ in 2. We got freestyle to go here. lead swimmer's turning already at the far side. 25 to go. Luke came in 2:13. Looked to be improving a lot on that. TJ in 2 came in 2:15.32. Nice swim here, Luke. 2:13 down to a 2:06. That's 6 3/4. Nice job. TJ, big drop. 2:0. He goes 2:09.6 off a 2:15.3 seed. Nice job, guys. Going 2:0 something. Nice job. All right, here we are, heat 6. Six of 8 in the pool. Lucas, Noah, Jake, Samuel, Jack, and Alexander. Top right are your entries for heat 7. Noah Soto in 2, first through the butterfly. All right, lane 1, Lucas Spring putting a little pressure here. We're off to the breaststroke. All right, freestyle to go. Noah in 2, continues to lead. Keep an eye up there in 6. Alexander Gion. What he just 37.15. Low split there in 6. All right, Noah Soto in 2s and look to lead it wire to wire. Came in on a 2:09.73. 2:06.7. Improving on that half a second. Nice job. 2:10 Alexander Giong goes 2:10.73, dropping off a 2:12.59. Little improved. Lucas Spring with improvement there in 1. This is heat 7 of 8. All right, second to final heat, heat 7 in the pool. Ian, Albert, Jonathan, William, Aiden, and Aiden. Aiden McTee, Aiden Anderson make up our 5th and 6th lane swimmers. Top rider entries for the final heat. James and LJ, they battled it earlier. They'll be in the middle of the pool. Both of them have state qualifying times there, sub 2. If you weren't with us for that first, well, really the second race event, first event on the boys' side, second heat battle there for that final 50 yards in the freestyle. That is Jonathan in 3, slight lead over William in 4. We're on to freestyle already, folks. And Jonathan under the flags came in 2:04.49. We're dropping almost a second. He drops 0.9, 2:03.59. Lane 4 goes 2:05, right on his seed. 2:13 outside 2:15. All right. Here we are, final heat. Up next will be the women's, girls, 100 free. There was some reseeding in this, so hopefully my information matches the board when it comes up. We'll have to double check that. In the pool, Jacob, Declan, LJ, 1, 2, 3. James, Dima, and Jonathan are your 4, 5, and 6. All right, for the big guys, 200 IM state time, faster than 2:02.69. A couple guys right on that edge. One of them is Declan in 2. He goes out 55.8 on the front half. He's already by my camera. Freestyle to go on this turn. 131.27 cumulative. Does he have a 27 in him? 28? We'll see. Let's go, sub 2, sub 2. Nice swim, 158.45. Nice job, Declan. Sorry about the rest of the field. All right, he came in again on a 2:01.30. He just goes 158. Nice swim. Awesome. Also, busy couple weeks for all these guys. Here we are, 100 free. Again, these were reseeded, so if you're looking for a specific swimmer, whatchamacallit, sorry, I need to update something on my end. I'm hoping my information is correct, and we'll just kind of sanity check against the board as we go. But in the pool here should be Yana, Ilana, Layla, and Stella. 100 free, 4 lengths of the pool, down, back, down, back. Top right are the Heat 2 entries. All right, on the girls' side, 13, 14, 100 free. Where the heck is it? There it is. 57.99 is state. 100.99 is silver. 108.42 up there in lane 5. Sorry. Dropping time, dropping 3.5. Stella, nice job. All right, that was heat 1. All right, so I read those. 15, 1800 free, 54.89 state, 57.59 silvers. This is heat 2 in the pool. Darren, Vanessa, Molly, Emma, Riley, and Noah. Lane 5 at the 50, that is Riley turning on 30.01. She came in on a 108.62. All right, let's take a look here. Riley putting down a huge time. We'll stay with the field a second. We'll pick up Riley under the flags. She's going strong. Yes, 102.85. It's 5 3/4 off a 108.62. Huge drops. Nice swim, Riley, white cap. Heat 3. Top right of your entries for heat 4. In the pool here, heat 3. Kirsten, Zoe, Selena, Cammie, Grace, and Caitlin. Everybody 104.09 up to a 105.80. Again, heat 3 in the pool, names for 4, top right. Lane 2 going low. Zoe dropping off a 105.08 down to a 102.82. That's big drops. Across the board, I think we... A lot of improvement there. Okay, a couple girls right on the 100 mark, a couple 102s in this heat. In the pool here for 4 is Annie, Anissa, Sarasha, Isabella, Carly, and Gemma. Top right are your swimmers in heat 5 up next. All right, coming into the wall. Keep an eye on lane 4, lane 1. Lane 1 gets the touch. Annie Lynch, 101.47. That's a big drop, almost 2 seconds off a 103.32. Good stuff. Heat 5. 5 in the pool. Angelica, Ella, Caitlin, Sophie, Kara, and Peyton. Again, everybody above 100 in this heat. Again, that 100 doesn't give you stake cuts. It's just that kind of individual milestones. All right, 100.47 low time there for Ella. That's over a second improvement off of 101.86. Nice job. That was heat 5. Here we go, heat 6. Names for 7, top right. In the pool, Sophia, Aubrey, Megan, Kennedy, Taylor, and Maeve. Megan brought in a 59.87. Everybody else knocking on the 100 door. Kennedy Soto in 4, seed time 100 flat. Pulling for you. Keep an eye on lane 6, lane 1, a little outside smoke here in heat 6 of 12. Looks like lane 1, Sophia had a great turn there coming off that 50 wall. We're inside the flags. We're right about it. Yeah! Awesome. 58.79. Sophia dropping off a 100.75. We'll call it 2 seconds. Should get bonus points. 59.80 up there for Maeve. Nice. She came in 100.86. Here we are, heat 7. Nice job, ladies. Everybody here on 59s. This is heat 7 in the pool. Vicky, Jane, Ava Miller, Reese, Alba, and Emma Zhao. 27's on the board there. Looks like 3 and 4 going low. 57, 57.89, huge drops, and a 57.94 for Miller. Both came in 59.4, 59.2. Nice job, ladies. 59.48, improving down there for Emma Zhao. This is heat 8. 59.33. 0.3, Vicky in that last one, improvement. Nice job. All right, I'm lagging behind here. I got to catch up. In the pool, heat 8. Liv, Samantha, Avery, Emily, Reese, and Annie. "75-yard done, 25 to go. Lane 3 looked to first to turn. That's Avery. Lane 1 looked to have a live right at a good turn there. See if she brings it home. Oh, wrong button. Lane 3 going low though. 57.77 for Avery. Dropping 0.2. Good stuff. Here we come with heat 9. Names for 10 top right. Here in the pool, Elizabeth, Carrie, Allie, Emily, Kathleen, and Madden. It's 25 to go on that wall. Lane 6 looks to go low. That's Madden. She goes 56.96, dropping almost a full second off of 57.94. Awesome swim, 57.91 in the middle. Lane 3, that was Allie right on her seed. This is heat 10. Names for 11, top right. But in the pool, we have Lily, Daniela, Charlotte. Charlotte Lee in 4, Liv is in 5, and Leah in 6. We're even at the 50. Lily Resig, 27.7 there on the turn. Lily's been putting the yards and meters in. She swam, I think, the 500 yesterday. Been swimming the 500 for the high school for a lot lately. 57.21 for Lily. Dropping off of 57.29. Always improving. Nice job. This is heat 11. Names for 12, top right. In the pool for 11, Gemma in 1. Then we have Grace Madden, Anna Dickerson, Ava Manning 4, and 5 is Maya, and 6 is Zadie. Look, the Ava first to turn there, 27.06, low split. Ava hooked up points for Kent Place at that Union County meet yesterday. Gemma in 1, picking up a lot of points for Westfield in that meet. So these ladies been putting in the work. Looks like Ava's going low. She came in 55.7. She goes 55.4, nice .3. Came home 28.35 on that second half. Great swim. Final heat, heat 12. All right, last for the ladies, then we'll move on to the guys. There's 9 heats for the boys. In the pool here, final heat, Morgan, Sid, Taylor, Sarah, Amanda, and Juliana. Keep an eye on lane 6. Juliana Young looks first to turn on the feet there. 26.15. Awesome. Shout out Kyle Southwell with his on the feet. Again, if you're not coming in with your fingers, it's going to be a little slower than that split if it was a 50 coming out with the hand extended. That's why that's always noted. All right, keep an eye top of your screen. Sorry, it's a little far away, but I got to want finish across the board. Juliana's going low, 53.7. Dropping off a 55.4. Awesome swim, Juliana Young. Yeah, sorry, we got to do this a second. All right. There's the guys. Oh, Yeah, that's right. First heat for the boys. Oh, that's why. Okay. Nice swim, ladies. Good stuff. All right. So I mentioned earlier when you have like 3 lanes of swimmers, it's purely a math thing. In this case, we have 9 heats, each heat 6 swimmers. So the math just works out that way based on the total number of entries. Ah, wrong way. Yes, 9 times 6, 54. It's old school math here. I'm old, so I did 9 times 3 and doubled it. So I don't know the new math. All right, low time there, 101.95 in lane 3, Durin. I did not update names. I'm falling behind here. I had to open a different file. All right, these names are then a flash. Hopefully they get updated. Shucks, where are we? All right, heat 2 in the pool. Parab, Thomas, Colin, Gabrielle, Ashan, and Robert. So there was reseeding on the girls' side. I think we got through that clean. If there was a misidentification, I apologize. I was given a couple different heat sheets, so hopefully we had that straightened out for you. So 2 is in the pool, names for 3 for the boys, top right. 9 heats here. All right, low time there on the board goes to Gallagher in 3. Colin, 58.67, dropping off his 58.80. Nice job. Here it is, heat 3, and we're ready in the 58s. Good stuff, guys. In the pool, Adam, Bruno, Aiden, Vincent, Gavin, and Mike. Next heat, names top right for heat 4. So it is 5:45 real time here in Summit. The last race is slated to go off at 7:22. We're a couple minutes behind that, so estimating a 7:30 finish, rough estimate. Here we go with heat 4. Henry, William, Josh, Stanley, Arav, and Shivan are your swimmers in the pool. Low time up there in lane 5, 56.21 to Arav, dropping a half a second off 56.71. Nice job. Heat 5. In the pool, Dennis, Chris, Nick, Landon, Hutton, Owen. Keep an eye on lane 1, Dennis. Went out 25.4. Came in on a 56 flat. Way to bring it home, Dennis. 52, 53.11. Nice job. That's awesome. Here we go, heat 6. In the pool is 6, names for 7, top right. Robert, Andrew, Joshua, TJ, Grayson, and Ronish. $24.5 going out for Joshua. Came in 53.39. Goes 51.97. Awesome swim, Joshua. Again, came 53.39. Lane 5, we're happy with that swim. Came in 54.83, goes 54.23. I believe that was Grayson. You got to close that. Oh. Ah, shucks, folks. All right, sorry about the names. That was, we're underway with heat 7. What's going on here? Names for 8, top right. In the pool for 7, Lucas, Spring, William, Gavin, Dima, Samuel, and Marco. William Parsnick in 2, looks to be going low. Came in 52.34, dropping 1 3/4 off that, goes 50.66. Nice improvement. Here we go, heat 8. 8 of 9. All right, open lane in the middle, lane 4. In the pool, Alexander, Alex, Spencer, and then Aiden Anderson in 5, Michael Madden in 6. Six and 3 turning almost simultaneous, 24.52, 24.64. All right, 3 and 6 again together. 3 is Spencer, 6 Michael Madden. You see them bringing it home. Touch goes to Spencer, 51.23 to a 51.33. Madden improving off of 52.07. Nice job up there. Oh, what's going on here, folks? I got to hit the right buttons. All right, open slot here. LJ not swimming this. In the pool, though, we have Luke, Douglas, 1 and 2. Then we have Liam, Anthony, and Noah. All these guys, seed time start with the 4. Crazy. Top right are the ladies for the next race. Low time's going to go to lane 1, 49.51 for Luke Farkas. Improving off of 49.72. Nice job. All right, that's going to wrap it up for the boys. 200-yard backstroke here, event number 21, heat 1 of 8. Great efforts there, guys. If I overlook something, somebody wants to put it in the chat. The chat is open on YouTube. If you're on your phone, computer, tablet, can put it in there. Helps me out, helps everybody else viewing out, recognizing these swimmers doing great efforts. 200-yard backstroke, 8 lengths to the pool. 3 swimmers here, Stella, Kirsten, and Noah. Yeah, that's not focusing. Again, this is heat 1 of 8. Top right are your entries for heat 2, 4 swimmers. All right, swimmers, we're at 150 on that left-hand wall. We'll take it down, be at 175, final 25. Stella, Kirsten, and Noah here in heat 1 of 8. This is lane 3 coming into the finish. It's Kirsten. 239.03, dropping off a 244.03. Thank you for doing the math. Make it easy. 5-second drop. Nice job. 249 for Noah, right on her seed. Okay, that was heat 1. Clear the pool. Heat 2 swimmers about to step in. Here are their lane assignments. Selena, Emily, Annabelle, and Riley are your Heat 2 swimmers. All right, we'll be at 100 yards complete on this left-hand wall as our lane 3 swimmer, Emily. We're at 150 on this start wall. All right, and into the finish here for lane 3. Emily goes low, 227. Nice drop, dropping off a 236 seed. One swimmer coming home in 5. That'll wrap up heat number 2. Here we go with heat 3. Names for 4, top right. Three is underway. Vicky, Grace, Isabella, Reese, Victoria, and Molly. All right, let's take a look. 13-14, 200 back. State time 2:21, silver 2:27. All right, and it's 2:21 and change, 2:21:29. So if you get in that neighborhood, please double check it. And again, I mentioned it earlier, I kind of don't want to jinx anybody. You know, if there was a DQ and I yell state, and unfortunately it isn't. But just putting those out there for reference. This is our 100 turn here. We'll be at 150. This is Reese leading him out. All right, and then just throwing them out there, 200 back for the older kids, 214.19 and 224.29. 15 to 18-year-old states and silvers. And Reese coming home here. She came in 233.46, goes 227.87. Nice drop. It's like 5 3/4. Nice improvement. Here we go with heat 4. Names for 5 updated top right. All right, in the pool with heat 4, Zoe, Olivia, Gemma, Emma, Carly, and Amelia, 1 through 6. All right, the girls at the 100 turn here. Lane 3, Gemma leading them out. We'll be at 150 on the left-hand wall. $25 to go. Gemma goes low, 224.99, dropping a bunch, almost 4 full seconds, 3.99 off of 228.98. No, wait, I'm reading it wrong, 228.16, down to 224.99. That's 3.17. Nice swim. I don't know if you guys heard that in the background. Made me jump. Stanley bottles or Stanley containers on metal bleachers is not good when you're not watching, or it's like right behind you. All right, in the pool with Heat 5, Taylor, Hannah, Avery, Sophie, Ashley, and Samantha. Names for 6 are on the top right of your screen. Lanes 3, 4, 5, 6, simultaneous turns there. We'll be coming back to the 100 wall on the left-hand side. Wrong way. All right, 150 here on the left wall. Down and back to go. Yeah, we're missing a few touches, so depending on how the swimmer turns, where the feet hit the wall, it might not register either off center or too low. Doesn't affect overall time, just then not have splits within meet mobile. Low time here goes to Avery in 3. Again, those she didn't get a touch on the finish either, but won't affect anything. Those dashes just represent the backup timer. Backup time, the plunger. Sam in 6, if that's accurate, 2:22.76. She came in on a 2:26. Awesome swim there. Lane 3, Avery came in on a 2:21. I think she went right around that, but Sam Casales, awesome swim there. This is Heat 6. In the pool, Aubrey, Sam, Paige, Ava, Zadie, and Maeve. Names for 7, top right of your screen. That is, leading them out is Paige and Ava. $150 here. $25 to go on this far wall. All right, low time there goes to Ava. Came home, I don't know, Paige's split there is a little wacky, 27.8. Low time, 2:13.22 for Ava. I think that's 14-year-old state shows 2:21. Again, unofficial, same for Paige in 3. Nice swim, ladies. Both came in on 2:17s. Big drops. I didn't. Oh, no. I'm sorry. This is Bryn Patriozzi. All right. Paige's sister following up in lane 4 here. Underway with this Heat 7. Seven of 8. Again, unofficial state times, all got to be verified with no DQs, and official time got to be matched up against stopwatch and so on, just to make sure there was no discrepancy. Again, this is Heat 7 of 8. We have Liv, Victoria, Madden, Bryn, Ava Miller, and Elisa. $15 to $18, 200 back. 214.19 is state cut. 224.29 silver. That is Victoria Bono in 2 with the lead with 25 to go. Under the flags and into the wall. Victoria 2:13.20. That's 1.2, dropping off a 2:14.4. Nice drop. 17. Everybody else kind of right on your seeds. Just didn't get a couple touches on the finish. They'll go back to stopwatches, and that'll be all cleaned up. Final heat, Heat 8. Underway, Katie, Riley, Jessica, Jules, Liv, and Elisa. Oop. Sorry, a little slow with the buttons there. Top right, you see the names for the boys. Their first heat, 3 swimmers there. Just gotta be quick. This is our 100-turn lead swimmer there in 2, Riley Horgan. We're at 125 at the right wall. $150 here. Coming into the finish, lane 2, Riley going low time. She came in 2:08 flat. We're dropping .65 on that. Nice job. 11:2:14. Everybody else right on their seats. That's a final heat for the ladies. Move on to heat number 1 for the guys. Heat 1 of 6. Then we got breaststroke and butterfly to wrap up the day. And a little swap out of the touchpad there in lane 3. Douglas, Thomas, and Robert, we should see stepping up here. Or stepping in. Underway, heat 1 of 6. All right, we got Douglas here in 2 coming into a finish. Nice swim, Douglas. Came in on a 2:30, just went 2:06. Good job, guys. Way to get this event started. That is, heat 1 of 6 is now concluded. Oop, gotta go that way. Here we go with heat 2. In the pool for heat 2, Jake, Colin, Henry, and Sawyer. All right, the boys turning at the 100. We're at 150 here. All right, low time there in lane 4 goes to Henry. Came in 222.39, goes 218.09. That's 4 plus. Great improvement. Here we go, heat 3 of 6. Names updated top right are your Heat 4 swimmers. In the pool here with Heat 3, Adam, TJ, Bruno, Matt, Vlad, and Kian. That last split on the left side was the 100. We'll be at 125 here. That's Vlad in 5, first to turn there at the 150. Looks like we missed a touch there in 3. Doesn't affect anything, just won't have a split. All right, Vlad came in 216.52. We're dropping bunch on that. Nice 212.08. 4.4. Nice swim. Here we go with Heat 4. Names for 5, top right. In this Heat 4, Ben, Landon, Nick, Dennis, Alex, and Chris. All right, so for the boys, 15-18, 200 back. State time, 2:03. Silver, 2:14. These guys. Oh, that's 15-18. How about the 13-14s, Mike, you ask? State time, 2:17. Silver, 2:29. A lot of tickets have been punched already. Maybe we'll see a couple more. All right, we're at 100 yards complete here. Lane 2, lane 4 turning simultaneous. That's Landon and Dennis. Just didn't get a touch with lane 4. We'll be coming back for 150 here. $34. All right, lane 4 having a Dennis having a big second half kick here. He brings it home, 2:13 and change. Unfortunately, we didn't get a touch on that, but we'll have to go to the stopwatches. 2:15.08 for Landon, right about his seed. Good stuff, guys. This is Heat 5. 5 of 6. Names for the final heat, top right. That is lane 2, first to turn here in Heat 5. We have Luca, Jonathan, Dima, Grayson, Owen, and Alex. This is the 100 turn, turning at 101.36. Jonathan Peterson in 2. Ugh. All right, we're at 150. All right, Jonathan comes home, 2:07.03. Nice 4-second drop. Jonathan came in 2:11.08. Awesome swim. Put himself out there by himself, held that lead. Great perseverance. Final heat, heat 6. Names you're going to see on the top right are for the 200 breaststroke for the ladies. Heat 1 of 5 is next. All right, in the pool, we have an empty lane in 5. In lane 1, Jack. Lane 2, Jonathan. Lane 3, Lucas. 4 is Liam. And Parker in 6. All right, that's Liam there in 4. Didn't get a split there, but impressive first 100. Was he in the 57 range? About that. Let's take a look at Liam. All right, didn't get a touch again there, unfortunately for Liam. Couple 32s chasing him down, though. All right, Liam came in 2:03.23. He goes 1:59 something. Got the backup timer. We didn't get a touch on the pad there in 4. Awesome swim, Liam. Nice stuff. Good stuff. All right, sorry, lane 1, O'Neill. Jack, sorry I missed you finishing there. 2:02. Jonathan Lee dropping a couple seconds in 2. All right, nice swim. Oh. All right, don't know if we're trying to rectify the touchpad issue or... All right, so we weren't getting touches there, unfortunately for Liam. Can go back and watch and guesstimate them. Oh, shucks. Did that not get a good, clean start? No, it did. All right, looking back at that last race, it did get a clean start, so those times should be valid. They're just running a test now. Now, it looked like Liam split like a 26-8. Cumulative 56.3. Just trying to do a rewatch on it. Maybe 127.8. And finish should be 157-ish. No, better than. Maybe 158.3, looks like it. All right, here we are. Event 23, heat 1 of 5, 200-yard breaststroke. 3 swimmers, Layla, Darren, and Victoria. We are underway. All right, folks, moving along here. This event was slated to go off at 6:29. It is 6:39. Real time here. We have Victoria, Darren, and Layla in the pool, heat 1 of 5. All right, the ladies at the 100-yard mark there. .125 at that wall. We're at 150 here. All right, ladies bringing it home here. Victoria closest to us, Darren in the middle, Layla far side. Looks like Victoria's going low. She came in 317. We go 308. Nice job. Also, Darren going 308, dropping off at 313. And second and a half improvement there for Layla in 4. Nice heat 1, ladies. Way to get it started. Here is heat 2. Whoa. I didn't hear the... All right, underway. Annie, Megan, Audrey, Emma, Caitlin, and Cammie. Lane 2 open. That was Megan. Swimmers for Heat 3 are on the top right of your screen. Thirteen, 14-year-olds, 200 breaststroke, state time, 2:44.19, silver, 2:55.99. We have some qualifiers already with those silver times. 15, 18-year-old girls, 200 breaststroke, state 2:35.99, silver 2:46.99. All right, here we come into the wall, lane 3. That's Audrey. She goes low time, 2:55. Right about her seed. She had a seed 2:56.77. That's 1.3. Nice drop. Lane 1, Annie dropping 5. Well, 4 3/4 off a 3:05.11. Goes 3:00.62. Nice job. Next heat, heat 3. Ladies are underway with 3. Names for 4 updated top right. In the pool, Sophia, Annabelle, Ella, Navi, Sam, and Emily. We're at the 100 halfway mark here. Couple teammates here in lanes 3 and 4. Ella in 3, Navi in 4. Wyckoff swimmer down in 1. That is Sophia. Lane 3 is gonna go low. Big push on the second half there, Sophia. Nice swim there in 1. 2:45, 2:46. Lanes 3 and 4 right around their seed. Slight drop for Navi in 4. 2:47 for Sophia. She came in 2:53.19. That's almost 6 full seconds. It's 5.95. Nice drop. Where are we going? That was heat 3. Here we go with heat 4. Four of 5 is in the pool, ladies and gentlemen. We have Sophia, Liv, Bryn, Amani, Taylor, and Sasha. Names on the top right are the final heat swimmers there. The heat 5 will be up next. Sure, lane 2 swimmer, Liv Wright. That's Liv's turn at the 100, 1:14.03 split. Liv looking strong at 150. Splitting a 41.06. If you can't see it, folks, you got to see the cheering section down here. You probably heard it. All right, final 25 for Liv in 2. She's made her turn, followed by lane 3. That's Bryn. And then we have 5 and 1. All right, Liv's coming into the wall. She came in 2:36. She's right on it, 2:36.09, dropping a half a second. Nice job. Came home 41 flat. Big effort. That was heat 4 of 5. Awesome job, ladies. Here we go, final heat. What's going, Mike? Oh, that's right, Liv Campbell. I saw another Liv and I was scratching my head. Liv Campbell in 1. We had Liv Wright last one. Underway. We have 4 heats for the boys. After this, names you see top right of their first heat. In the pool, final heat, as I mentioned, in lane 1, Liv Campbell. Then we have Anna, Morgan, Grace, Juliana, and Alba. All right, so real quick, Grace Madden in the pool. Grace swims for Summit High. So through in that meet yesterday, she placed third, fourth, second, and fourth. Put up 32 points for the team. So great job yesterday, Grace. All right, that is Morgan in 3 leading them out. Morgan came in on an impressive 2:20.77 seed time. Into the finish here. Job Morgan, and then followed by lane 5, Juliana. Juliana came in on a 2:34. She goes 2:31.33. That's 2.7. Nice job. All right, that's going to wrap up the girls' side. Here we go to the boys, heat 1 of 4. Boys are in the pool. So this race was slated to go off at 6:45. We're about 10 minutes behind schedule right now. Again, we're supposed to wrap up, I think, 7:44, so. Not to ruin it for anybody out there, but any Devils fans, I got my breaking news. Jack Hughes is not playing tonight, lower body injury. All right, 3 boys in the pool here. We have Mike in 2, Ashane in 3, and John in 4. Noah was supposed to be in 5. All right, final 50 down and back for the guys. Lead swimmer here in lane 2, that's Mike. Focus. Way to bring it home, Mike. Came in on a 3:04. He goes 49, 2:49. That's 15 seconds, 14 and change. Nice job, Mike. Good stuff. 303, 301, right around seed times there. This is heat 2. All right, names for heat 3, top right. In this heat 2, lane 1 is empty. 2 is Adam. 3, Lucas. 4, Aiden. 5, Henry. And 6, Marco. Let's take a look over there at Marco up in 6th. Going to be first to turn here. Marco continues to lead, top of your screen. Followed by lane 4, Aiden, and then 2, Adam. All right. At the halfway mark. Marco continues to lead in 6. Chasing him down is Aiden in 4. 50 to go. Coming into the finish here, Marco's seed 248. He goes 229. Awesome swim. Nice job, Marco. I don't know, Aiden, I didn't see your touch in there. Sorry. He got dashes for backup, didn't get a clean touch on the pad. But distracted there, 229, sub 230 for Marco. Came in 248.99. That's just awesome. All right, here we go, next heat. This is heat 3. Names for 4, top right. I was on the wrong camera. We'll do this real quick. Just in the pool, heat 3, Alex, Grayson, Parab, Keon, Hutton, and Douglas. Event 24, heat 3 of 4. Here are the guys turning at the 50. See the final heat swimmers getting behind the blocks. Those are the names you see on the top right of your screen. That's 100 split on the board there. We're at 150, 2 lanes to go. Got to go wide angle. Keep an eye. Lane 6 having a big second half. Looks like lane 1 gets the touch. He does. That's Alex. 234.95. That's more than a 5-second drop off of 240.32. 234.99 for Grayson. It's about a 4 3/4. And Douglas up in 6. 236.29. Dropping more than 4 seconds off at 240.57. This is final heat. Top right are the ladies' names for their next race, which is going to be the 100 butterfly. It's going to be the final event for the girls, and then we'll have the butterfly for the boys. In this race, is lane 1 open? Looks like it. That was supposed to be Gabriel Diaz. Lane 2, Albert. 3, LJ. 4, Ian. 5, Aiden. 6, Joshua. So I mentioned earlier, Grace Madden putting up crazy amount of points. So I looked up Jane Kavanaugh, great swimmer out of Westfield. She put up 40 points. Similar LJ here, he put up 40 points yesterday at that Union County Championships. So he won the 100 free and the 50 free, and then came in third on 2 relays. LJ swims for New Providence High School. All right, LJ bringing it home here. Came in on an awesome 2:14.59. Right in that neighborhood, 2:16.47. Lane 2, 2:20.64. Right, Albert right on his seat. 2:22 up there in lane 5. Big drop. Aiden Zhao came in 2:28. He just went 2:22.63. It's like 5 3/4. 4-second. Joshua Atari swam 2:30.48, came in 2:34.54. These names are not right, folks. Let me refresh this. This in a flash. There we go. Get the logos. All right, the ladies are in the pool. 100 butterfly. Heat 1 of 10. We got to pick up the pace here, Mike. Come on. All right. Names for Heat 2, top right. In the pool, though, Heat 1, we have Alana, Riley, and Darin. 4 lengths of the pool, down, back, down, back. All right, 13, 14-year-old girls, 100 butterfly. State 105.29, silver 109.59. This is Riley, lane 3 swimmer. Riley goes 117.88. She came in 122.10. That's 4+. Nice job, Riley. 125 up there for Durin, right on her seed. 134-ish. I don't know. We didn't get a clean touch there. Here we go. Heat 2. Underway here with our Heat 2, 2 of 10 of this event 25, final event for the girls. All right, I read the times for the 13, 14, 15, 18-year-old girls. 100 fly, 100.69 is state, 104.59 silvers. This is a 50-yard turn here in the pool. Noah, Selena, Zoe, and Vanessa. Those darn flags get in the way. All right, coming into the finish. That is lane 3, 113.06 for Selena. That's more than a 5-second drop off of 118.20. Nice swim there, 120. Everybody else right about the seeds. That was Heat 2. Here we go with Heat 3. Full 6 lanes here. Faith, Kennedy, Emma, Peyton, Gemma, and Vicky are your swimmers here in Heat 3. Names for 4 top right. This is 3 of 10. Names top right are your Heat 4. All right, ladies bringing it home here. Looks like lane 3, Emma Zhao going low, 109.82. That's a big drop off of 113.47. It's 3 and change. Nice job, Emma. Way to bring it home. 116 on the couple second drop there for Vicky. Kennedy, last one, lane 2, 3-second drop there. Good stuff, ladies. 4 is in the pool. Names for 5, top right. Amani, Livea, Grace, Annie, Navi, and Ella are your swimmers here coming home at the 50 turn. Sorry, not coming home, turning 50. Lane 1, first to turn, Amani. Here are the ladies at the 75. Right side of your screen, lead swimmer. They're under the flags coming into the wall. Big push here, lane 4. Looks like lane 1, Amani's gonna hold it, 107.92, dropping a bunch off of 113.27. Second to the wall was Lynch. Annie Lynch came in 110.16, goes 108.37, almost 2 full seconds. Yeah, this is right. Sorry, folks. In the pool, heat 5. Names top right, 6. In the pool, though, we have Maeve, Jane, Caitlin, Reese, Angelica, and Lily. $30.25 for Lily up there in 6. They're at the 75. Oh, empty lane in 2. We're tight 4, 5, and 6 over there. I'll jump back in a second. We'll just see the finish. Looks like Lily's gonna hold on, get the touch. Nice job, 107.06. Came in 109. That's 2 plus 2.15. Math serves me right. Nice job, Lily. Way to go low. Who 107 in there? Sorry. I didn't update names. Darn it. Sorry, those names weren't right. Let me just flash the names real quick. We'll shut them off. We'll jump ahead. This is heat 6 in the pool. Names are 7, top right. We have Kathleen, Madden, Sophie, Sid, Samantha, and Anissa. This is the 50 turn, lane 4. Sid right out first. 28.4 on the front half. All right, we got to keep an eye here. What's Sid doing? Some crazy stuff. She came in 105.42. Hello, 100.91. Awesome. Sorry, folks, we got to jump back to that. Great swim, Sid. That was heat 6. Here's 7. Names are 8, top right. In the pool, Amanda, Anna, Ava, Miller, Hannah, Aubrey, and Riley. Keep an eye on lane 1, lane 6, a little outside smoke going on. Amanda and Riley. Amanda in 1. Riley up there in 6. Here's a push for the middle of the pool. Ava Miller in 3. They look even. This is the final 25, final leg. We'll go wide so you can see the finish. Lane 3, Ava goes low, 103.15, dropping, wow, 1.5 off of 104.74. Big drops. Outside, 2-second drop there, Riley Horgan, 103, almost 2 for Amanda Seimsel. Here is 8 of 10. All right, official said stand. We're in the pool with 8 of 10. Names for 9 top right. Ladies are flying. I don't know where we got the drum, but there's a drum. Lane 2, lane 6, first to turn. Lane 6 is Riley. Lane 2, Anna Dixon. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong names, folks. 2 is Mike, come on. 2 is Morgan, 6 is Lee. This is heat 8. Morgan comes home 102.90, improving a full second off a already impressive 103.96. Nice job, Morgan. Sorry about the names there, folks. Here we go. This is heat 9 of 10. Top right are your entries for the final heat. Heat 10 up next. In 9, in the pool, Juliana, Gemma, Charlotte, Liv, Piazza, and then Jules McGrath, Katie Mans. First to turn, lane 1, Juliana Young, 28.2 on that front half. This is Juliana in 1, flying. Juliana came in on a 103.39. She's going in sub 1, 59.9. Awesome. All right, final heat. Wow, that's what, Mike? Oh, no, that's right. All right, this is right. Confusing myself. We're underway. Final heat here. This is heat 10 of 10 for the ladies. Few 59s. Ava 101. In the pool, Sarah, Elisa, Jessica, Taylor, Victoria, and Ava. Low split there, 27.9. Jessica. We'll catch the ladies coming off the wall here. All right, low time there, 59.4, a couple 59s. Uh, 103, Ava 6, slight improvement, 103. I didn't even update the guys' names, hold on. All right, nice job, ladies, long day, long week. Here we go. Final event, event 26. We got 9 heats here for the guys. Hopefully it's as exciting as that was. Guess go back and look at that. I guess, what do we have? Juliana Young, I guess, takes the excitement there. She came in 103.39. That was awesome. All right, in the pool, the guys, Thomas, William, and John. All right, hopefully you felt the excitement. It's pretty cool. Ladies putting in big effort here late in the day, 7:24 p.m. A lot of them swam this late yesterday too, and back at it tomorrow. I guess with the pleasure of waking up to a 1 or 2 degree morning. This is heat 1 of 9. I guess it could be worse. We could be in North Carolina, or, you know, who would have thought, like, you know, Duke's rescheduling lacrosse games that were supposed to be played today. They're playing them on Monday, or hoping to. College lacrosse season starting up, and you know, Northeast is always shoveling snow off the field, but not expected down in the Raleigh-Durham area. So 110 there for lane 3. That's William dropping off a 117.6. Everybody in that heat improving. Thomas dropping 7.5 seconds. Heat 2. In the pool here with heat 2, Shivan, Ashan, Mike, Gabriel, Adam, and Neil. All right, the guys at 75 yards there, bringing it home. Low time there, 106 for Mike, dropping over a second off his 107.67. Outside up there, Shivan in 1, came home 107.7. He came in 114.3. Nice 6 and change. Awesome job. Here we go with heat 3. I don't know if I mentioned it during this session or the previous. Sometimes they all blend together. But Owen Weibel, Westfield YMCA, Westfield High School swimmer, is a freshman down at Duke. Did the great thing. He went sub 20 in a 50 free. So congrats to him. That's why I had Duke on my mind for a few different things. In the pool here for heat 3. Vincent, Lucas, TJ, Nick, Robert, and Adam. I guess I did the Meet of Champions last year. I asked the question, has a Jersey high schooler ever went sub 20? And the answer is no. Interestingly, even with Jack Alexi and, oh my God, drawing a blank, other South Jersey guy. It'll come to me. Also swam at Cal with Jack. But supposedly nobody's gone sub 20 in high school. All right, low time here. Looks like lane 2, 102.95 for Lucas. It's almost 2-second drop off of 104.64. On the outside, 103. Adam, big drop in 6. Goes 103.63. Came in 107.19. Nice job, Adam. So I said Meet of Champions. That's the high school kind of end-of-year all-star meet. And that's so the equivalent of all the swimmers for Y shooting for silvers and gold times. For the high school teams, they have cuts to make that Meet of Champions. And you can either go individually or as a relay team. So you'll hear that referenced a lot of times. I had the pleasure of covering that last year, just the preliminaries. And Charlie Vlas helped me out, and he was outstanding. If you anyone want to go back and watch that, you can see a really talented, knowledgeable swimmer. I joked with him. I said, do you study at school or you just look at times? And he said, I don't know, is mom listening? So you knew the answer, what was coming. All right, this is heat 4. Parker, Marco, Roshan, Aiden, Owen, and Gavin. Low time looks to go. Lane 1. Parker, 100.28, right on the door, knocking on that 100, dropping a huge amount off of 103.71. That's 3.5. Nice swim, Parker. What are you doing? Hitting the wrong buttons again. Here we go. Heat 5. Names for 6, top right. In the pool with 5 is Ben, Robert, Stanley, TJ, Josh, and Joshua. Lane 1 open, no Ben. First to turn there, looks like TJ 27.5 on the front half. All right, here the guys coming home. Final 25 coming at you. That is lane 4. TJ goes low, 59.12. Awesome, sub 1. He came in 101.45. Nice job, TJ. Here we go, 6 of 9. Coming around the corner, folks, almost wrapping this up. Matt, Vlad, Ian, Dima, Anthony, and Arav are your swimmers in the pool here for Heat 6. Can't leave it open, you gotta close it. All right, at the 50, first to turn, 27.7 there, lane 4, Dima. Low time, there he goes. Dima, 59.34, came in 58.7. It's okay, we're in the neighborhood. That was 6, here we go with 7. Names are 8, top right. In the pool, Noah, Samuel, Gavin, Michael, Alex, and Landon. 26.7 there for Noah. Low touch there in 3. Gavin came in 57.8, goes 57.9. Here we go, next heat. 8 of 9. In the pool, Lucas, William, Liam, Lucas Greenwald, Aiden, and then Dennis. I guess Aiden is not here in 5. The other Lucas is Lucas Spring in 1. Lane 2, first to turn, that's William. 26 low there for William, 26.9 for Lucas. Low time here, 56.05 for William. That's dropping off 56.68. Nice job, more than a half a second. Ah, shucks, folks. Come on, Mike. We're going to get names updated in a second. Hold on. Now the names are right. The logos will fill in. Shucks. A little slow there. All right, final race. Dima, Luke, Declan, James, Jacob, and Jonathan. Declan Vargas came in 50.35. Board still hasn't come out of its reset. We're at 42, 43. Guys coming home here. I'm a little slow at the camera. Looks like Declan will go low. Keep an eye on lane 6. Where are we going there? 54.4. Jonathan Lee improving off of 55.17. Declan goes low, 53.3. 54, 55. Yeah, so drop in time there. Jonathan Lee, 54.4, came in 55.17. All right, folks. That's going to wrap it up. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Again, always open for feedback, good or bad. You can email us, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. If you want to stay anonymous, you can just provide feedback to the coaches, and it'll make it to me. We're here tomorrow, 3 more sessions, distance, younger age group, older age group. Please join us, the older age group, in the afternoon.
Consumers, just a reminder that the YMCA is actually closed, so you can come down and get start getting out of here.
All right, Coach Pat with a pack your stuff. Yep. Do you want me to call it? I'll play the song Closing Time. That was Get Your Hat, Get Your Coat. Y is closed. It is 7:37 here Saturday night in Summit, New Jersey. So this is Mike. I'm going to wrap it up. Again, we're back tomorrow. Nice job to all the swimmers. And again, sad news. I want to just, acknowledge and send my condolences to the Kovacs family of Sussex County Y. In the chat, or if you go to SwimSwam, the website, and look up the story, please give it a read. Kind of a very sad story, and provide our support to the family and teammates. All right, this is Mike signing off. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you sometime soon.